Good morning, singers. Welcome to my kitchen. It is 6:52 a.m. and today we are going to talk about singing early in the morning. Okay, so I got myself cleaned up. I let the light improve a little bit, and now we're ready to talk about early morning singing. Now, the reason why early morning singing is challenging is because singing is something that you do with your body, and in the morning, your body may not be fully awake and energized yet. Now, we often forget and we just think that singing is something that we just do with our voices or our brains, but in fact, it's a full body activity. And so in the same way that you may not be ready to just jump up and start playing basketball when you get out of bed in the morning, singing will also be challenging for the first little while until your body is kind of ready to take on the day. So I'm going to show you a little exercise routine. It's going to be very, very simple to help you just move your body from that kind of dozy state into something that's a little bit more energized, but gently. You don't want to get out and start really going full throttle because you're not going to have the best vocal health. So what we're going to do, I'll show you the steps, but it's most important that you do things in these categories. You don't have to do these exact exercises. What you want to do is just make sure you're aligning your body, letting the breath move in and out of your body, so flowing the breath, then linking the voice to that breath with some kind of gentle phonation. I'll show you an SOVT, a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise that is my favorite way to start using the voice in the morning. And finally, we'll do something that's a little bit more energizing. Okay, let's get into our routine. I've brought a chair over, and you can do this on the back of a chair or any other surface, any piece of furniture that's a comfortable height for you to rest your head on top of, like this. Now I'll say this is our breath and alignment portion. In terms of alignment, because you'll be hinging at the hips, you'll really be able to feel that the spine from the tailbone up to the top of the head is in this supported position. You'll have the weight of your head resting here. So the spine is not going to be doing any of the work of holding up your heavy head, and it can really expand and contract, feel very free. Also, with the arms up, the ribs are going to be free to have deep and gentle movement. So we're going to put our forearms on the back of the chair. We're going to rest our forehead on the forearms, and then we're going to take 3 breaths. The first 2, I'm just going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. For the third one, I'm going to breathe in again through the nose and then out on a sigh. So join me here, forearms down, kind of move the hips back. Make sure that the tailbone is neutral, that you're not swaying here, but this is neutral. And then rest the head on there. And when you take a breath in, I want you to really feel that you can get some nice expansion across the dome of the back. I like to imagine I'm a turtle and I'm filling my shell with air. So here we go. First breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again. Feel that lovely expansion and out. And on this one, really, really fill up on that inhalation. And out on a sigh. Okay, so now that we've felt the ribs starting to move, the breath starting to expand into the body, we can start using the exhalation portion of that breath for our singing. And we're going to start with the most gentle kind of exercise, an SOVT, a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, which just means that we're going to somehow limit how much air comes out the front of our mouth instead of a big open vowel. So I'm going to use NG hum because everyone can do it. It's very, very gentle. But if you prefer to do a lip trill, a rolled R, a different kind of hum, bubbling water through a straw, any one of those is available to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here, and I'm going to be just humming on a pattern. Do, mi, do, sol, do, do, do. But the key is I'm going to do it on this NG hum, and I'm going to slide everything so that I can feel the breath flowing out as freely as it did when I was just leaned over that chair and just sighing the breath out. So starting here, back of the tongue is going to be up against the palate, tip of the tongue touching the back of the bottom teeth. And this is just like the word sing. On that NG, the air moves through the nose. It's very gentle. So here we go. Take that breath in, really lift those ribs, just like you did over the chair. Can you notice how I'm sliding? I'm sliding between every note, and I want you to do that too. Of course, adjust all these keys to what's comfortable for your range. Let's go here. Last one. Wonderful. I feel like things have kind of started in a way that's very gentle and really connected to the breath. So now I'm ready to sort of start energizing things just a little bit more. Of course, you could do more exercises in between here, but this is just the quick and dirty, easiest version to get from no sound whatsoever to functional noise making. So at this point, I want to kind of amp up the airflow, get things a little bit more energized. And for that, I'm going to use staccati. So for my staccati, I'm going to put my hands on the belly so I can really feel that quick action in the abdominal muscles, helping me to make those short notes. Keep them short. And we're going to sing a do, mi, sol, mi, do pattern that goes sort of quickly and then very quickly. So it's going to go like this. And in that second part, you'll really feel these quick notes. Make sure they stay separated. Don't let them get soggy. Okay, we're going to do that again, and then we're going to start moving up by half steps. Ready? Can you feel like your blood's pumping, these muscles are engaged, and your voice is starting to just come alive a little bit? So with those 3 quick exercises, just breathing, kind of letting the spine release and open, then attaching that breath to the voice, and finally energizing the pattern just a little bit, I've got a voice that is much more ready to jump into some singing than it did just a few minutes ago. That's the exercise sequence. It's very simple, but I did want to answer just a few quick questions. The first one is, what about tea? People think that tea is this magic elixir for singers, and the truth is, I would never be caught dead drinking a cup of tea. I don't like the way that it tastes. There's nothing magical about tea, and it's not preferable to a glass of water. So although of course you should keep yourself hydrated, there's nothing that tea does magically to either hydrate your cords or make you sound better. Drink what you like, keep yourself hydrated in general, but nothing that you drink in the moment of rehearsing or practicing or performing is going to improve your singing. Number 2, what about phlegm? We're all phlegmy in the morning. Some of us are exceptionally phlegmy, and if that's you, you don't have to warm up for hours and hours and hours. What I would recommend is that the best thing for clearing that phlegm is staying hydrated with tea or whatever. You can always look into taking Mucinex, talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but guaifenesin can help to sort of thin that mucus so it's a little easier to move out. But more than anything else, just get your body moving before you have to sing. So I find that if I'm very phlegmy, rather than spending an extra 10 minutes warming up and warming up and warming up, if I just take a brisk walk for 10 minutes, my body tends to sort of clear out the woofies in a more efficient way. And third, and this is not really a question, but it is a strong recommendation. If you're able to do a warm-up like the one I showed you, even just the first 2 steps of it, breathing and then a little bit of humming, before you talk to people in the morning, this is going to really, really help you get on the right track. As singers, we have to do a lot more talking voice use than singing voice use. And if that talking voice use is not done in a healthful way, then it's going to detract from your ability to sing well. So if the first thing you do is really getting in touch with your breath and attaching your voice to a supported breath, you will speak better, and then your speech will not detract from your singing quality, so that when it is time to sing, you'll be in better vocal shape. So that's everything. I think you're off to a great morning of singing. Of course, you can use this warm up anytime. It's all the basics, really aligning your body, getting the breath moving, and then attaching the voice to it in a way that is gentle and energized. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, subscribe to the channel. If you absolutely loved it, sign up for the newsletter. There are details in the description box below. And in the meanwhile, thank you for spending this time singing with me. I love sharing this information with you and knowing that you're out there singing, even at the pre-dawn hours. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next week.